Hello, I'm creating this video because now it's taking too long for this. I just wanted to report a bug to the SystemeIO developers. I don't want any help. I don't need this bug to be solved for me because I'm going to do this another way. I found a workaround, so I don't need. I just want to report to the developers that it happened. So after many exchanges, now I have still this message. Says, thank you for responding one more time. However, could you please provide additional details? Specifically, we would like to understand how you determined that the workflow was not functioning correctly. Additionally, if possible, could you identify the contacts who finished the campaign but did not trigger the workflow? The additional information will help us better understand the situation and assist you accordingly. So first of all, I don't need to be assisted. I don't want. Okay. And secondly, when you say specifically, we would like to understand how you determine that the workflow was not functioning correctly. I never said that the workflow was not functioning correctly. I never said. The workflow functioned correctly. Additionally, if possible, could you identify the contact who finished the campaign but did not trigger the workflow? This is easy. I will not do it. It doesn't matter. It's easy to see because this campaign has only one email. And this email is set to be sent every day at a specific time. So only one email in the campaign. So when I subscribe a contact to this campaign, at the time of the day when the email is sent, this is the end of the campaign. So at this moment, every day, it should fire the event that the campaign ended for all contacts. And when the event is sent, then the workflow, the trigger of the workflow is this campaign ended for a contact. And the workflow unsubscribe the contact from the campaign, does some things, and then subscribe the contact again. And when you unsubscribe and subscribe again, the contact starts at the top of the campaign. So at the moment for this new subscriber of the contact, he has not ended the campaign because he needs to wait for the time for the one email to be sent, and then it will have ended the campaign. And then the workflow will run again, unsubscribe him from the campaign, do some things, and subscribe again. Okay? So if I go to the campaign and I see that I have X contacts who are at the end of this campaign, it means that the campaign ended as not fired, because the only contacts I should have in this campaign are contacts who have not received the email. You understand? Because as soon as they receive it, it should send the campaign ended event, which calls the workflow, and the workflow unsubscribes them from the campaign. So I cannot have a contacts in this campaign who have ended the campaign and are waiting for nothing. If this happens, it means that the campaign ended event has not been fired. Or maybe it has been fired, but then the workflow didn't trigger. So this is the problem, this is the bug. And as I said, this bug doesn't happen often. In fact, it happened to me only two times. The first time it was on the 11th of April. How do I see that? Because the contacts stop receiving emails. Why? Because they are still in the campaign at the end, they have ended the campaign, so they will not receive this email again, except if they are unsubscribed and subscribed again to the campaign. So since they have not been unsubscribed and subscribed again, they are still here and they don't receive any emails. And I know it's on the 11th of April. Then what I did, I manually unsubscribed them from the campaign and I subscribed them again. So they started to receive again the email of the campaign. And the next day, it did the workflow, everything, and again, and again, and again. And then the next time it happened, it was on the 15th of May. So, 11th of April, then I subscribed them again a few days later, and it was working until the 15th of May. Second time. So now I have not unsubscribed them again. I will do it in another way. I will not use campaign ended event. I will use with the system of tags. And no campaign. I will use the tags, apply the tag to the contact, and then remove it in a workflow. I will do something, and the email will be in the workflow, not in a campaign. So that means that not all contacts will receive the email at the same time, like I'm doing with the campaign. It will not be at the same time, but it doesn't matter in my use case. So I will do it in another way. I don't need any assistant with this. Just want to report it. You can see in my campaign, I have only one email, and I have 32 contacts waiting for this to be sent. Not waiting for this to be sent. The 32 contacts are ended. They have already received the email on the 15th of May, and now they are waiting for me to add another email in this campaign. Otherwise, nothing will happen to them. But they have not been unsubscribed. And if you look at inside this email, you can see on the right here, the settings is time when email should be sent every day at 17:17. Okay. And in the workflow, you can see the trigger is campaign. So the one Mac client completed. When it happens, I unsubscribe them from this campaign. So they are not subscribed anymore. I wait for 12 hours and then I make a check, but all contacts pass this check that they have the 2 tags. They all have 2 tags. Then I modify the custom fields in each contact. I wait 5 minutes and I subscribe them again to the campaign. When I subscribe them, then they are in the campaign waiting for the email to be sent at 17:17. And when the email is sent, it should fire the campaign ended event, and then the workflow will again unsubscribe them immediately. And this is what didn't happen. So I think the problem comes from the event. But why I think that? Because if it was not the event and the workflow, so let's say, for example, if you think that the problem comes from because it didn't unsubscribe from the campaign, this action as a bug and not the event. But in this case, it will wait 12 hours, not unsubscribe them, okay, but wait 12 hours, and then here it will change the custom fields. But the custom field have not changed for any of the contacts, okay? So I know that this workflow has not been run at the end. It just has not been run. Otherwise, the custom fields, because in the custom fields, I changed the date in the custom field. So I know that the last date they had and the last date correspond to the last day where they received an email from the campaign. So that's why I know that on the day of the last email, also, I can go to the contacts and see the last email they received from the campaign. So the date is the same. And it will not be the same if it was a bug here, because the date will be for next day. But if it's the same day, it means that the workflow has not been run. If you take all my explanation, you think about it, you know that the problem is not in the workflow. It is at this moment in the campaign when the contact receives the email, then the system doesn't send the campaign ended event. So the workflow cannot trigger because it has not received this event message. Okay, that's it for the explanation. Bye bye.